Welcome back to the second draft. It is week 2 of football, and what that means for us is our sophomore slump. So,
all the more reason to drink.
Yeah, let's fuck this up.
Welcome back, football, for another week, which is probably bound to be disappointing for Cardinals fans. Again.
Probably. Could it be more disappointing than last week, though?
Carson Palmer will find a way.
You're probably right.
Ugh.
Let's change the subject to beer.
Yeah, beer.
This week, what we're drinking is a limited release from New Belgium, which we are both big fans of, and you should be as well. It is called the Atomic Pumpkin. So what they've been doing lately is they've been doing this release of Voodoo Ranger IPAs. They've got like an Imperial, a Pale Ale, and they're super high as far as ABV and bitterness. This one is Atomic Pumpkin, and it contains pumpkin and habanero and cinnamon. So it's got that nice, rich, pumpkin-y flavor, and it's got like this delicious, sweet spiciness to it from the cinnamon and the habanero. It's fantastic, actually.
Yeah.
It's limited. I don't know how hard it's going to be to find, but if you can find it, fucking pick it up because it's dynamite.
It's yummy, and it's got real pumpkin in it, which is like one of my major pet peeves about beer, who says that you have put pumpkin in your beer, but in fact it was yams.
Yams.
Heartbreaking.
Sweet potato yams.
Yams.
Or if you're a Patriots fan, Patriots this week. Last week.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Speaking of the
Patriots.
Patriots.
Not sorry.
Yeah. What the fuck happened to the Patriots this week?
Tom Brady
just
looks old.
Is that what it is? Is like everybody's saying like age finally caught up to him. Like age has finally caught up to Tom Brady. It doesn't happen like that.
Maybe he listened last week, watched us, and took to heart when I said, "Knock it off, Tom Brady. No more Super Bowl rings for you."
We broke Tom Brady. I'm sorry, New England. We did it. It's our fault.
The power. That means we can somehow
heal David Johnson's hand.
Surgery not needed anymore.
No.
You're coming back. You're all healthy.
You're good, sir.
That sprain. That was fake out.
You're going to chop it off, and they're going to replace it with a robot hand like Luke Skywalker. You'll be set. That's legal, right?
There was a player last year who lost part of it. No, it was a long time, maybe longer than that. Player who lost part of his finger and then continued to play.
That was a Cardinals player. Yeah, I think. Yeah, because he got his finger stepped on. He lost the tip of his finger.
Yeah, and then he was just beast.
Yeah, and then there's Jason Pierre-Paul who lost half of his hand to fireworks, and he's still balling.
I mean,
he looked fucking great this weekend too.
What's wrong with you, Carson Palmer? The people are playing without half of their hands. And
he's playing without half of his brain.
I'm so glad that I'm not alone on the hate Carson Palmer train.
I don't hate him. I just think it's time for that whole team to just move on to something else. But we can come to that when we get to that game.
Sorry, guys.
Should we kick things off?
Yeah.
Monday Night Football. It's the Texans and the Bengals. Two
Oh,
teams
boy.
that just disappointed flat out in week 1. Bengals especially. 0 points. Who you got?
I'm picking the Bengals.
Yeah? You think they're due for some sort of a comeback?
I mean, I feel like I don't know, gingers have to get love now and again, right? So, Andy Dalton, may you suck less this week and make me right.
Yeah. I don't think there's any coming back for that Texans offense.
I mean,
Thursday Night Football is a hell of a... Yeah, well, I like Deshaun Watson. I thought he was going to be a Cardinal. I think he used to kind of sniped us. No offense to Texas fans, but the Thursday Night Football is a hell of a start for your first official start as an NFL quarterback.
It's rough.
It's a short week. You're not fully rested. There's a lot of pressure. It's prime time. I don't see it going well for him, despite how talented he might be. So I think it's going to be the Bengals.
But I'd be happy to see Deshaun prove me wrong.
Yeah, dude, I want to see the kids to see, for sure. I don't have anything personal against the Texans at all. I think J.J. Watt is a fucking hero for what he did for Houston after Harvey hit.
Love you, J.J.
Yeah, I think Jadeveon Clowney is an absolute beast. DeAndre Hopkins is fucking awesome. There's nothing to dislike about that team at all, but they're just not going to win this week. Sorry,
guys.
So,
but we might be wrong because...
We've been wrong 3 or 4 times
We've been wrong a little bit last week.
Are we going to be wrong about the Browns and the Ravens, though? I think the Ravens are going to win. Oh, you know what? There's that one guy that's supposed to be doing this with us, but he's on should we place him on the injured reserve list at this
You're
point?
on IR, Alex.
Or is he on the pup list, or is he just... Are we going to call him a healthy scratch like hockey? I don't know. I
mean, I guess healthy scratch might work.
Yeah. So, as always...
for the second week in a row.
Yeah.
Your parents would be in jail. If
One more time, we're calling your mom, dude. So, like as with last week, we've got our picks up there, and so what? You're taking the Bengals. I'm taking the Bengals, and Alex is taking the
Bengals.
Wow.
Bengals.
Yeah.
Unanimous.
Okay. Browns and Ravens. Do we even need to talk about it? No. Ravens.
I am also
just say Ravens.
I'm also going Ravens. But I will say last week I made a bold prediction on which nothing is riding about the Browns being a team
Just your dignity.
making improvements. And their offensive line looked pretty solid.
Not bad, honestly. You were right about Isaiah Crowell. He looked good.
Yeah. They've got some good weapons.
Kaiser,
They've made some major improvements. Kaiser
threw it for a touchdown. He's got potential.
He's young.
He might be the first Browns quarterback to last a full season in how many seasons?
It's been a while.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
And Pittsburgh didn't look great. My husband was swearing up a storm, and he usually sits and watches games pretty quietly. So
I blame Le'Veon Bell, though. Show up to fucking practice, dude. Don't hold out. That's bullshit. Show up to practice.
Whatever, Le'Veon. Keep doing you.
Yeah.
I'm okay when Pittsburgh loses.
You're okay when Pittsburgh loses?
Yeah. I mean, my husband's not, and that makes home life not great, but, you know.
Oh, well.
It's Pittsburgh.
What do you think Alex is going to take? Alex, I think is going to take. We're just going to, because you're not here, Alex, we're going to give you the Browns.
That's your penalty for missing 2 weeks in a row.
I'm guessing he took the Ravens.
He picked the Ravens.
Ravens.
All right, it's unanimous again.
Bears and Vikings. I'm sorry, Bears and Buccaneers. I got my nefarious historical pillagers mixed up. Sorry about that, folks.
Oh, Pirates or Pirates or Vikings. I mean, just not in football terms, but like, who would you pick?
Oh,
if a pirate and a Viking fought each other.
Vikings are just mean motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Viking.
Like Pirates would have the ships and they'd have the firepower, but like single combat, like Viking all the way.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think a musket shot would stop a Viking before he got to you and just gently removed your head from your body.
Yeah, or not gently with lots of violence.
Yeah.
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 I'm glad we agree on that too.
It's way more interesting than the Bears and Buccaneers, honestly. So, yeah.
Oh, Bears fans. I'm sorry.
Both of you. I'm going Bucks.
I also picked Tampa.
Yeah. I think the Bucks were... I'm sorry, the Bears. The Bucks didn't do anything last week because the NFL decided to not let them play and take their bye week away from them.
Damn Irma.
But the Bears, I think, were surprisingly good against the Falcons last week. Yeah, I mean, they showed some flair. I don't know if I'm quite convinced. I don't think they're going to beat the Bucks this week, but Bears, keep on bearing it up.
I mean, they made some Falcons fans really uneasy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think that defense still needs a little bit of work. I think Matt Ryan saw way too many wide openings and took full advantage because that's what Matt Ryan does.
Matty Ice.
But, yeah. The true Matty Ice. Sorry, Matt Stafford. I love you, but you're not Matty Ice. Like, Matt Ryan's always been Matty Ice. You guys can't share that nickname.
Find your own nickname, dude.
Yeah, it's weird.
I mean, Jay Cutler's got a great one. I'm sure you can come up with something.
What's Jay Cutler's nickname?
Smoking Jay Cutler.
Well,
dude smokes.
On the sidelines, yeah.
How do you... I don't...
He's not smoking defenses.
He's got a smoking hot wife.
That's true. But she's an anti-vaxxer. So it's...
Why? Poor choice. Oh, questionable life decisions.
Yeah. Who did Alex pick? Bet he took the Bucks.
He did.
Yeah. So we're unanimous straight down the...
I don't think there's going to be too much variation.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
So.
All right. So Steelers and Vikings.
Steelers.
I think so too. I think Sam Bradford had a phenomenal game on Monday night. But it begs the question: were the Vikings that good, or were the Saints that bad? I think it was a combination of both. I think a true test for the Vikings is going to come in week 2 against the Steelers when they're actually playing a full, complete team. and Le'Veon Bell, who's actually got a practice or two under his belt and is shaking off that rust of holding out. So
hey, we'll see if showing up actually works.
yeah. I still think the Vikings defense is going to come out swinging. I think they're going to be decent. I think we've more or less got an idea of how that Steelers offense is going to react to them based on how they reacted to the Browns defense. So I don't think it's going to be a shutout or anything. It's going to be a nice, healthy Sunday grudge match. I'm looking forward to it. But Steelers.
Yeah. And Alex is going Steelers.
Way to take the safe pick, Alex.
I feel like that's what we're all...
Well,
I mean...
we need to figure out if we're going to make this a bet, because I'm already winning. So I like to continue that going and win, but we need to figure out... Maybe we'll have it... we'll leave it up to the comment section on the video. You guys come up with some kind of a bet that doesn't involve anybody getting tattooed or murdered
or eating bugs. Not happening.
Yeah. I don't want to eat bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like weird, like eating really weird things.
Yeah. Anna, I know you've got some ideas, I'm sure. My buddy Bucco, he probably come up with something fucked up for us to do. So hit us up with your ideas for what this bet should be for the end of the season. Who's got the most picks? So it's going to have to be something. Let's do like a reverse bet. Let's not reward the winner. Let's punish the loser. So whoever's got the lowest number of picks, our viewers will have to decide their fate. And
we could post a poll.
We should have negated all of Alex's picks tonight because he didn't show up, just to make him lose by default.
Next week, if it happens again, Alex?
Dude, yeah.
We're not making any promises
benched.
about being nice to you.
Yeah, we're going to trade you to the Browns.
Or the Jets.
Don't be mean.
If you don't show up for a third week, I'm going to be mean.
Yeah. So speaking of the Saints, who are not convincing, they're playing the Patriots, who are also not convincing. I say this is the week that Tom Brady bounces back. That's a super, super soft defense. I think he makes it happen, and he makes New England smile their smiling faces once again. I
also am picking New England. I'd be perfectly happy if Tom Brady lost another game. No more rings for you. All done.
He's my quarterback in fantasy. So
real life matters
less than fantasy.
More than fantasy. See, that's something we don't agree on.
Don't listen to her, guys. Fantasy is life. Life is fantasy. Life is fantasy. That sounds like a fuck up bumper sticker. Moving on. Wait, who did Alex pick? It's going to be the Patriots. I mean, come on.
Patriots, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, Tom Brady's going to throw for 9 touchdowns. But so shockingly, Mark Ingram is going to run for 8 touchdowns. And I'm just going to clean up fantasy this week.
And Gillisley have a game. I mean, holy shit.
You know, that's the thing about the Patriots offense is you can never predict what's going to happen. They rotate and they spread it out so much that who would have thought that LeGarrette Blount would have 18 touchdowns last season? Nobody. It's just their game plan is like water. It's just completely fluid. Like Belichick is just
Belichick, you evil genius,
master. So no, I actually don't expect Gillisley to have a night because he had a night, and I think they're going to spread it around. They're going to throw off the Saints.
I hope so because I was in a bind in my not second draft league last week where I didn't have David Johnson, which ended up being a good thing. And I did have Adam Thielen. Have a game, Adam Thielen.
Fucking A, dude.
You're amazing.
Baller.
But I was put in a pickle because I had Jameis as my quarterback and no quarterback. So I had like a thick roster or bench rather. And so I decided to drop Gillisley.
And pick up a quarterback? Yeah.
To pick up Ben Roethlisberger, who had a decent fantasy outing.
Sure.
And I won by like 40-something insane points. Shady McCoy.
Yeah,
Huge
Shady.
fan. So I'm like that empty feeling in your gut when you feel like you made the worst decision possible.
Yeah.
Kind of was feeling that.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping that Gillisley fails from here on out, so I'm justified in dropping him.
Sure. Yeah.
And also because he's a Patriot.
Right.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Gronkowski looked okay.
No, he didn't.
I'm trying. Why am I trying to be nice?
He got like 3 yards.
I know.
He was,
That was Tom Brady's fault.
That was Tom Brady's fault.
I'm blaming Tom Brady.
Gronk fought like a motherfucker. And we just got flagged by YouTube. He fought like a motherfucker. But Tom Brady just overthrew him or underthrew him, and those two usually have amazing chemistry, and there was a couple of times where those should have just been first downs or touchdowns, like, easily.
I feel like Tom Brady and, like, Carson Palmer had coffee before the game.
Yeah.
And Carson was like, this is how you play football, and Tom Brady stupidly listened.
I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, overthrow the receivers. Why didn't I think of that
Or
before?
underthrow, or throw some picks.
No, he didn't
The
throw any
guy's
picks.
wearing the that's true.
He didn't throw any picks.
Hey, look at that.
So he didn't listen to Carson Palmer fully. So.
That's a good. That's good.
All right, I've had a joke in my head since we started talking about Jameis Winston. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Do it.
It's probably way too late for this joke. So, Paige, would you say that not having Jameis Winston on your team last week left you feeling a little crabby?
Oh, dear.
Eagles and... What did Alex pick? Who did Alex pick?
Oh.
Patriots and Saints.
Patriots and Saints. Yeah, he went New England.
He went New England, yeah.
Yeah, I think we said that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Alex.
It's hard to keep track when he's not here.
He's just going to have to put up with us.
Eagles and Chiefs.
Oh.
Chiefs.
Put
it up there, me.
Chiefs.
I am convinced by the Chiefs. Alex Smith was by far the most prolific quarterback last Sunday. Hunt is turning out to be a phenomenon. Tyreek Hill, another... Oh my God, dude. Yeah.
Tyreek the Freak.
Yeah, dude was just fucking straight balling. So yeah, that defense was really good. They made Tom Brady look silly. That offense looks really solid. Eagles look good. Carson Wentz looks like he's kind of rekindling that magic he had in the first half of his first year.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely convinced, though, that they're good enough yet to take on the likes of the Chiefs and win. So, Kansas City.
Yep, I'm also going Kansas City. Alex Smith was drafted where he was for a reason. First round.
San Francisco? Wait, who drafted him?
I don't remember who picked him.
Yeah, no, I think he was a Niner first. Yeah.
The powers of the internet, you guys.
That's how we're talking to you.
It's true. Internet, you so wonderful. Niners, yeah, first overall.
I know about football.
I'm a girl. I don't. Don't listen to me. Listen to him.
She had lunch with Carson Palmer, and she learned all about football from Carson Palmer.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Oh.
And then he made you pay.
Carson Palmer, you jerk.
Who did Alex pick between the Eagles and the Chiefs?
He picked Kansas City too.
Yeah.
There's way too much agreeing going on here.
Yeah.
When are we going to be done with that?
I don't know. Is it going to be the Titans and the Jaguars? Is that where we're going to draw
yeah,
swords?
There's a little disagreement there.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to go first?
Yeah. I'm going Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. I just don't buy the Jags.
I don't either. No. Yeah.
I don't think, I'm not sold.
No, I think that, once again, I'm looking at an autographed photo of Calais Campbell on my wall right now. And, miss you, Calais. The Jaguars were absolutely smart to jump on that man because he had, 3.5 sacks on Sunday? Out of, a massive fucking ridiculous number of sacks that the Jags in total had that day. But, yeah, the Jags look really good, but the Texans look so fucking bad that they made what?
Oh, you're talking about Sunday. Yeah, I'm sorry.
The Texans were so horrifically bad that they made the Jacksonville Jaguars look incredibly competent.
Yeah.
I think the Titans are maybe going to bring them down more than a few pegs. Bring them back down to earth, I think.
Yeah.
I'm still high on Mariota. I think he's going to do good things this year. I still agree with the predictions that they might take the division. That running game, you can't fucking beat it. The defense is looking solid, too. Decker looks to be a good addition to their receiving core.
Yeah.
I see them taking the Jaguars and the Jaguars jagging it up.
Yeah, I got to go with Mariota.
Yeah. Alex
is picking the Jaguars.
Typical
He's buying
fucking
the hype.
Alex.
He's buying the hype.
He can buy the hype.
We'll see if we're right next week.
He can buy that hype in bulk at Costco.
Not in Phoenix because he's not here.
They got Costco raised out, I'm sure.
No, I know. But I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm alluding to...
It was a good joke, Paige.
No, it wasn't. It's okay.
It wasn't as good as
We
my
already
Krabby
know
joke.
I'm not the funny one.
Am I the funny one? I think Alex might be the funny one, and that's sad. Because
Ooh.
where the fuck is he? We should move on.
Yeah, all right, moving on.
No, we shouldn't, because the next game is the Cardinals and the Colts. I don't want to move on. Let's end the podcast right now.
Okay, we're done. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Oh, the Cardinals.
I'm going to say this right now. If the Cardinals don't stick this and they don't pull one out against the Colts, who are absolutely just a fucking mess on all facets of the team. I said last week, if you don't have Andrew Luck, you have no Colts. And they proved me right in spades. That was brutal to watch that last week. And if Arizona can't pull it out, then it's time to make some massive fucking changes and swallow that pride, let go of that hubris, bench Carson Palmer, and just make some fucking moves. Because otherwise, the team's just not going to go anywhere. If they can't beat that Colts team, but I'm still taking them to win, because if they don't, it's a disaster. But if they do, it's like, congratulations, you're not horrific fuck-ups.
I mean, it really comes down to can Carson Palmer throw more touchdowns or have his running backs rush more touchdowns than he throws pick sixes.
That's a tall order, sadly.
I don't know.
So everybody at this point knows that David Johnson has dislocated his wrist. They got a second opinion today, which is Tuesday, and he's going to require surgery. So he's going to be out an estimated 2 to 3 months, which is a very broad window. They have no idea when he's going to be back.
8 to 12 weeks is a really lot of, that's a massive amount of time.
Yeah, it's
3/4 of regular.
So it's running back by committee. They've got Kerwin Williams, they've got Andre Ellington, and
they picked up. They got Chris Johnson back after they dropped him because he didn't look good in camp. And they signed DJ Foster, former ASU running back,
which could be a good acquisition.
Yeah, DJ, very talented, was on the Patriots practice squad.
Yeah.
So I think, from a ASU alum perspective, I think DJ has a better shot of doing something in Arizona than he did in New England.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's like whoever is the hot hand is gonna get the carries, and I think it's gonna take a while for us to figure out who the hot hand is. If we even have like a warm hand, I would be happy.
I don't think there's going to be a hot hand. You've literally got 3 change of pace backs filling in for an all-star running back. And
who could catch a ball
as
well as he can run it.
Failing the 3 of those, you've got Carson Palmer, who threw 3 interceptions and 1 pick six on Sunday?
1 pick. Yep, 1 pick six.
I don't feel good about that offense at all. So I'm still picking them because the Colts are just absolutely fucking horrific, to the point where Chuck Pagano, their head coach, did not even know which team he lost to on Sunday. He had a press conference where he kept referring to the 49ers when actually they lost very badly to the Rams. So if you can't beat a coach who doesn't know where he is and a team that literally has no players to speak of, besides maybe T.Y., then just fucking hang it up. So,
yeah.
But Cardinals.
We're going Cardinals.
What did Alex pick? He had to pick Cardinals.
What did I? Yep.
Yeah.
He went Cardinals.
Yeah.
Carson Palmer, I don't like you.
Damn.
I don't hate you.
Fuck.
But I don't like you.
So
Please
retire. It's not personal. Is it personal?
No, I'm sure he's a very nice human being.
Yeah, he seems like a sweetheart, but
and work ethic sounds like it's off the charts, but the ability to read your receivers and then throw to them and not a defensive player wearing a completely different color scheme.
Yeah. Carson Palmer, I can
stop over and under throwing your receivers.
Yeah.
And stand tall in the pocket and take a hit when you need to, because that's your freaking job.
Or stop standing in the pocket and waiting for the hit to come to you and make a move before all your receivers are covered and stay covered.
Correct.
I can see Carson Palmer, once he retires, being a really good quarterback coach, maybe an offensive coordinator. I don't know. He seems like a great guy, a great leader. The way he took J.G. Nelson and John Brown under his wing, and they stayed at his beach house, and he coached him up. That's, I think, what he's destined to be, much like his brother. His brother's a really good quarterback, tutor and coach. So I think that's where he's supposed to be, and I hope he finds his place. So
he, I have this discussion pretty much anytime the Cardinals or Carson Palmer comes up, but I will say offensive line play on Sunday was not great.
No.
He did get sacked once, and there were and the Lions defense had 4 hurries. So not perfect protection by any stretch. 1 hurry is too many. But over his career, Carson has averaged far more than 1 interception a game.
yeah,
So it's bad. It's really bad. I think 2015 was an anomaly. It was the outlier. And you look at the stats, and regardless of if there's another better quarterback out there the Cardinals could have right now, you'll never convince me that Carson Palmer is better than just a fine.
he's a journeyman.
He's a fine quarterback. He's not complete trash.
No,
But he's not good. And he's certainly not even approaching great.
I would agree. We should probably move on.
Okay.
I mean, this is a situation where I would almost be concerned we're sounding homers because we're focusing too long. But at the same time, this is also a very highly publicized and highly analyzed loss. So it is totally legit, because this is a team that, even despite what happened last year, we're expected to bounce back. And it's really looking like we might not. So.
And I'll be writing something about Carson Palmer, so I can go on my Carson Palmer rant.
On which website will that appear on?
Theseconddraft.com.
Oh, I like that site.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
pretty
good
great.
site.
You guys should check it out. All right.
I do every day.
Me too.
Bills and Panthers.
Bills. Oh.
Let's Panthers.
Panthers.
Alex.
Unanimous.
Panthers. Move.
Moving
Jets and Raiders. Let's get these fucking train rolling. Fucking Raiders. Come the fuck on.
Also unanimous. All of us are picking
Ding,
the
ding,
Raiders.
ding.
Ding, ding.
Yeah. Dolphins Chargers. We had some discussion about this.
We did. I'm picking Miami. I don't know.
She doesn't know.
I don't know.
I'm going Chargers. The way that the Chargers rallied and came back up against, she's actually looking at reasons why she's going to justify picking the Dolphins right now.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No.
I can see it on the Google. Help me, God. Why did I take the Dolphins?
Fortune teller says because you're bad at football.
Could be. But no, the way the Chargers rallied against the Broncos on Sunday night was impressive, even though it was kind of more or less the Broncos faltering a little bit and kind of letting it go. Phillip Rivers, you crazy son of a bitch, you have some way of managing a game and coming back and making that team look way better than they are, even though now this year they are pretty fucking good, actually. Melvin Gordon, you were a goddamn beast, and I love watching you play. Your defense is pretty solid, too. I see you guys taking a pretty convincing win against Smoking Jay Cutler and the Dolphins.
Devontae Parker?
I don't know what kind of chemistry Jay Cutler's going to have with those receivers. That's the biggest issue with me.
I'm just not real. I think maybe I'm not so much picking the Dolphins as picking against the Chargers.
Okay. Fair enough.
I just don't,
I don't want to send you back to Google, but what about their Chargers do you not find convincing?
I'm not sure the offense is going to be.
The offense is dynamite. It's the defense that's a little unconvincing, but that Chargers offense is solid.
I don't know. I'm always really, maybe it's a Phillip Rivers skeptical.
Just like a natural aversion to Phillip Rivers. A lot of people have that. I am.
He sounds too much like Todd Graham when he talks, and so maybe that's I don't know. I like coming into the season. I kind of liked Miami. We'll see how it goes. I don't think Cutler is as trash as people say he is.
I mean, I would love to see Jay Cutler come into Miami and just be fired up, have a new spirit. Because he always struck me in Chicago as being somebody who hated his job but just showed up to work and went through the paces and didn't really give a shit. Just got shit done and went home and, went home to his beautiful anti-vaxxer wife. Maybe being in Miami and warmer climates and a new, group of people around him and a whole new environment will do him great. Maybe he'll just be fucking electric. Maybe he'll just be amazing this season. I would not be opposed to seeing that. Why not? See the guy succeed and be happy? Like, yeah, why not?
And I think part of it, too, is, like, I always like to think of, like, maybe one upset of the week. So, we're going with that.
Cool.
My upset of the week.
Yeah. So, Chargers, Dolphins.
Alex. And Chargers.
Alex went Chargers?
Yeah.
Calls himself a Broncos fan.
Faker.
I just went Chargers, and I call myself a Broncos fan, too. But
I know you're wearing a Broncos jersey tonight. I'm not wearing any because I'm very unhappy with my team. My heart is broken. And so I just need a little cool down time.
Speaking of heartbreak, those poor Niners.
Oh,
They're going to go 0-2 because the Seahawks are just going to trounce them.
They are. Even though the Seahawks did not look fantastic.
No, but they're going to play angry because they're going to look to beat on the Niners to rebound from that rough time they had in Green Bay. So, sorry,
Devontae Adams should have gotten kicked out, too, by the way. Instigator. I actually like Devontae Adams.
I like him too. But nobody's above the law of Paige.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. So it's going to be Seahawks by a mile.
By a mile.
Like there's no contest.
Yeah.
That's your go on a beer run game, basically.
Yep. But that Green Bay Seahawks game was pretty fun to watch.
Yo, yeah, it always is.
I mean,
it's always interesting.
Lots of fire and
it was really weird seeing.
And anytime a player gets ejected, I mean, it's kind of fun. And then the hot takes on Twitter.
Oh, the hot takes!
I'm sure if you
like
guys
I said
were paying
last
attention,
week,
it was
those are
awesome.
my favorite parts of these games.
It's the best.
Anytime the Seahawks and the Packers go up against each other, like everybody just loses their shit. It's amazing. I love it.
Yep.
Like the game itself, when those two play, is less of a spectator sport than watching the fans after they play. That's the spectator sport when those two teams play. So, yeah, Seahawks.
So Rams and Redskins.
This one's weird. I'm gonna go Redskins.
Okay.
I'm not entirely convinced. But again, it's the age-old question. Were the Rams that good on Sunday? Or were the Colts that bad on Sunday?
I think it's a bit of both. I mean, no argument that the Colts are not good. Not good, I think, is an understatement. I'm being polite. But the Rams defense has been eating offenses for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Literally, in many cases.
A while.
Yeah.
And every time we play them, I sit in a corner and with a blanket and
just wait for the inevitable.
Hope and pray that every Cardinals player comes out mostly okay.
Yeah.
And Alec Ogletree and that defense is awesome. I don't think their offense is amazing.
The Rams?
Yeah. But I think their defense is good enough that.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game for sure. I'm still convinced that Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. I think he belongs on a better team. I think he'll get a better team at some point. I don't think he still hasn't signed any kind of extension or anything going on. He's still not committed to play after this year. I think he'll move on. The rest of the offense is decent. Their defense is okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the combination of the Redskins offense and their defense, I think, is going to be better than the combination of the Rams defense and their offense this time around. I think it's going to be a close game, a fun game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rough game.
I think it's going to be it's going to be like a gritty.
Because if that Rams defense starts losing badly, they're just going to be out for blood. So, yeah, Redskins, though.
That defense is always out for blood, which is why I'm picking the Rams.
Really? Yeah? They're just going to bully their way into it, just pound them into the ground, and
they've done it
just
before.
Steal that win? Yeah?
They've done it before.
Fair enough.
They do it to at least a few teams every season. So, and Alex picked the Rams.
Okay.
So
I'm on my own with this one.
You're on your own.
Okay. It's your guys' bet to lose.
I know. We'll see how it works out.
Cowboys and Broncos.
This is going to be an interesting game.
the Broncos defense had a hard time stopping Melvin Gordon. And as much as I love Melvin Gordon, I think he's a very dynamic runner and pass catcher. I think he's a great running back. Ezekiel Elliott is fucking terrifying, and if the Broncos couldn't stop Melvin Gordon, I think Ezekiel Elliott's maybe gonna have a night. I don't know.
Isn't he out?
No.
He's not. Still.
No, he's.
They're
I don't.
staying the execution.
Well, what's going on is there's been arbitration that says that there's a restraining order against him being suspended during the duration of his current lawsuit.
That's like a double negative
that
almost.
Dude must. I think Jerry Jones is going to be bankrolling those lawyers.
Yeah, I haven't checked in the last several days, but on Twitter I've been seeing some friends talk about how they think that maybe the girl made some stuff up. So, who knows?
I don't know. That whole situation.
I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to call a woman a liar or a man a liar.
We'll never know.
I'm not an attorney.
Yeah. The police didn't believe there was enough evidence to bring charges. The NFL thought there was reason enough to suspend him. Wherever the truth may lie, we will never know.
Yeah.
But for the time being, we're just talking straight football.
Yep.
So, did I pick I think I picked the Cowboys, didn't I? I think it's gonna be Dallas. Yeah.
Yep. And I picked Dallas too. So we're in agreement on that. But Alex is a homer.
Good for him.
And the homer picked Denver.
Fair enough. It could go either way, honestly, but I think the cards are stacked in the Cowboys' favor this time.
I agree. But Alex, in case you watch this, which you better, I hope Emmanuel Sanders has an okay game for you this week.
Oh, because you're not playing him this week.
Because I'm not playing you this week.
Nice.
And you beat me because garbage time Drew Brees. It's super rude. Taking advantage of David Johnson being injured.
All right, I tell you what, anybody who is, either a veteran fan or a casual fan of football, this is the game if you want to learn some of the ins and outs of what goes on, not necessarily in the big flashy plays. Watch that Cowboys offensive line and the Broncos defensive line, because that shit is going to be nuanced and amazing, and it's going to be an epic battle between mountains of men. And I think that's actually probably the thing that's got me the most excited for this game is the battles in the trenches.
I'm excited to watch a really good offensive line.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen one of those
ever
as a Cardinals fan in a long time. And I really, growing up in Phoenix, if you know anything about how the market here was in the late 80s and early 90s, there were a ton of Cowboys fans, and it was miserable to grow up here a Cardinals fan because even if you were born here, chances are you were a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to, winning teams, I get it. It's way more fun to be the fan of a team that doesn't suck.
Sure.
But yeah. I have a really hard time saying nice things about Dallas. But that offensive line is...
Yeah, well, my problems with Dallas are twofold. It's like you said, growing up in Phoenix, Arizona, before the Cardinals came to Phoenix, this was Cowboys country.
It was.
And there became an unspoken rivalry between the teams and the fan bases when the Cardinals rolled in.
And then Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, which is weird. Yeah. And I'm also not a huge fan of how Jerry Jones operates his team, but that's neither here nor there. It's maybe something for another podcast. But
longest football induction Hall of Fame speech ever, it was awful.
You went off script and you just rambled.
It was terrible.
It was bad.
It was terrible.
It's almost as bad as Brenda Warner's hair.
Brenda, I love your hair.
I'm kidding.
Love
Brenda.
it.
I'm kidding.
It's legit amazing.
It was okay. It was different.
Chick can rock a hairstyle like no other.
She does pull it off. I'll give her that. It's unusual. It's strange, but she does pull it off in a really strange way. But
yeah. She and Kurt matching hairstyles for a long time.
Yeah, for years.
That's pretty great.
Yeah. So, yeah. Packers and Falcons.
Packers and Falcons.
That's my game of the week.
Why is that?
I wrote it on the board. That's
Look
why.
at that.
Two dynamite offenses. And I think it's going to be a real test for both of them. It's going to be what many people would say and also detest saying. It's going to be a gunfight. Those are two gun-slinging quarterbacks, and they're going to be slinging their guns all over that field.
It's going to be a shootout at the OK Corral.
It's going to be a shootout at the whatever their new stadium is called, Corral.
Oh,
you know what it is? It's really fucking weird because it's Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and the Saints are still playing in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, and they're in the same division.
Mercedes, make up your damn mind.
Yeah, you fucking playing the field. Come on.
And I'm still waiting to find out how this Chick-fil-A thing is working.
Yeah, we need to get some word on that, and we'll come back maybe in week 3 when we know what's going on.
Yeah, I'll call my friend who's a Falcons fan and ask her.
Yeah, is she gonna go to the game?
She goes to all the games. She lives
Nice.
in Charlotte, and she drives to all the home games.
She's not a Panthers fan?
No. My girl Falcon Alley. Allison, I love you. I know you watch this.
Thank you, Allison.
You're the best.
One of the dozens now. Dozens.
Dozens. I love dozens.
I know.
It's good.
I know.
Yep. So, but who are you picking? So you think it's the game of the week? Who are you picking?
I am gonna go
I think you said Atlanta.
Falcons. Yeah. I am way more convinced with Matt Ryan and Devonta Freeman. It was just fucking amazing. I like their defense better than Packers defense too. I came into the season worried that some of that weird, even though they made the NFC Conference Championship, that there was going to be that lack of chemistry between Aaron Rodgers and the receivers, and we saw a lot of that. I mean, last Sunday against the Seahawks, we saw Aaron Rodgers after his first drive, like throw his helmet in anger and put his head between his knees, and he was sulking and he was pissed off and he wasn't happy, and he hasn't gotten into that groove yet. He's going to get into that groove at some point, but I think the Falcons are already getting into that groove. And it's going to be, is it their first home game in their new stadium? You don't fuck with that. If it is, they're going to.
I think so.
I'm taking the Falcons. But I think that's going to be by far the most exciting and highest scoring game of the week.
Because they played in Chicago last week.
Yeah. I could be way off on that, but I think it's going to be the best game of the week.
I think it's going to be a great game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Atlanta.
Yeah.
I think Julio might.
Julio.
Yeah. Not a very productive fantasy outing for him. So I know owners were disappointed, but I think it's early. Julio's going to get his. He always does.
Yeah.
And I think Matt Ryan's
He's
pretty
great.
good. Yeah.
He's fucking amazing.
And I love Dan Quinn. Huge Dan Quinn fan. So I'm excited for the game. I think Atlanta's going to win, but I think it's going to be pretty close.
I think it's going to be dynamic. Yeah, I think it's going to be super high scoring. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be an excellent Sunday night football game.
Woo.
That's the kind of Sunday night football game you hope for as a football fan.
It's true.
So, whereas Monday night football, I don't know. What do you think? Lions at the Giants.
By the way, Alex picked Atlanta.
Oh, he did pick Atlanta. So we're across the board on that one.
Unanimous.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Moving on to Monday nights, Lions and Giants. I'm picking Detroit.
I am too.
Part of it is the first 3 quarters of their game against Arizona. Defense played all right, and they managed some points, and they kind of made us look stupid in the fourth quarter.
They rallied in a big way.
And so I'm not convinced that the Giants' single offensive weapon is enough to pull out a win. And the Giants' defense is
the thing is
not good.
I mean, I don't know if we have a clear idea yet as of now, which is Tuesday night, if OBJ is going to be playing for the Giants.
Yeah.
I think he's probably still going to be questionable. I think he probably will end up playing. But
I think they'll put him in.
I think so too. If not, well, I mean, you'd want to say they put him in as a decoy, but clearly there's nothing going on between Eli and Brandon Marshall, and there very well should be, because Brandon Marshall's a decent wide receiver. But you take OBJ out of that equation, and Eli was just at a loss. Brandon Marshall, who's I think an elite wide receiver in the league, if not that, he's in the very good to almost great echelon, I would say. He was made completely irrelevant.
And to top it all off, that offensive line in New York is very bad.
Yeah.
And Arizona's offensive line is okay. it's better than I think in some ways it's better than it was last year.
Arizona has all the right pieces. They just keep putting them in the wrong places.
But I think that stop screwing around with the offensive line.
Put Jared Valdir back in a blind spot. What the fuck are you doing?
Just leave it.
Yeah.
But if Detroit could brutalize our offense, I don't think the Giants stand a chance.
I don't think so either. No.
So, and I don't think it's going to be a close game. I hope the Lions win, even though they're NFC rivals. From a homer perspective, I like seeing the Lions win. So,
we talked last week about this possibly being the Lions' year, and a lot of Lions fans being convinced that this is their year. I kind of brush it off, and thinking, everybody thinks it's their year every year. I think maybe I was wrong a little bit.
I think saying they're playoff bound is an overreaction to week one.
A stretch,
but
sure.
They definitely look better this year than they did last year.
And Detroit I've been to Detroit. They've been through some tough times, but the people there are lovely.
They really are.
Shout out to Ann Arbor Brewing Company. I've been there.
Ooh.
Actually, that's from Michigan too. Jolly Pumpkin.
That's I love Jolly Pumpkin. Look at this.
Yeah, I like to collect pint glasses when I travel. So I happened to end up in Eastern Michigan a couple of years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
Did you go to a directional Michigan game?
I didn't go to any games. I was there for a wedding, so yeah.
College football, directional Michigan. Those are my favorite games to watch.
I went to a lot of breweries though. But Detroit, the Lions are a team that I think I always quietly root for because there's not a whole lot to dislike about them. Stafford is such a fucking fighter. That dude just is relentless. He's such a competitor. He's got such a big heart. You can't help but root for him.
Yeah, and no matter how many times he gets hit, he keeps going.
Yeah, that game highlight a few years ago where he dislocated his shoulder, and he got back up and he threw the football anyway. He threw it for a fucking touchdown, and he couldn't high five anybody because he couldn't lift his arm because he was in so much pain. I still won that game because he just refused to go back in the locker room. He's like, fuck it, I'll finish the game. He's like, I will throw if you need me to throw. And he fucking did.
Yeah. That's
who Matt Stafford is. So anytime that team looks like they might do something, and especially if they do something, dude, I'm all on board. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That team's got nothing but heart.
And, I mean, Riddick and Abdullah,
Well, Riddick likes to run backwards. He's not my favorite. Again, I predicted this, and he had -1 yards. It's what he fucking does.
I know.
They need to get Amir Abdullah more involved in that run game. They need to figure
Abdullah he's money.
He should be. He should already be money.
Yeah.
They need to figure that shit out.
I keep hoping that Riddick gives me a reason to.
He's gonna score touchdowns, but he's gonna do that on passing because every time he takes the ball, he's like, "Which end zone?" But if you're throwing to him, then he's already pointed in the right direction.
He knows the direction to go.
So Lions are gonna win.
Yep, Lions.
I think so. Who did Alex pick?
Unanimous.
Really?
We picked the Lions. So guys, we really only have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 games
where we disagree. Well, and out of this, 16 games? That's interesting.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get even scarier. We're all gonna be looking at each other's picks and trying to keep up with each other. Once you guys pick whatever's gonna happen to Alex when he loses at the end of the season.
I know.
So
he's already in the hole.
He is.
Even if we let him keep all his picks.
We will. We're not cruel. We're evil sons of bitches.
Speak for yourself.
But we're not cruel.
Speak for yourself. I'm not a son. So.
Daughters of a bitches?
There you go.
Okay.
That also works.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So, comment down below and tell Alex what he's going to be stuck doing at the end of the season. When he
Make it good.
Make it really good.
Make it really super good.
Make it so he has to buy a Raiders jersey or something and wear it all next year.
Make him wear like a Latavius Murray jersey.
Ooh, and then we'll take pictures of him every week. Or make him send a picture every week.
Oh my god, I love this idea.
This is pretty good.
All right, if you guys come up with a better one, we'll go with that. But I'm kind of thinking, I love the Latavius Murray idea. I love Latavius Murray.
Or Khalil Mack. That's even more ugly.
Oh, Khalil. Oh.
I almost kind of want a Khalil Mack jersey just because he's so fucking good.
That kid is.
So.
If you have the pleasure of playing in a league where you get to have a defensive player, an IDP, Khalil Mack is a great pick. I have 2 So
many leagues are you
Joey
in?
Bosa. I'm only in 2 leagues this year as opposed to 4 last year. I'm really enjoying the reduction.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I did 2 leagues one time, and I just didn't have a good time.
2 leagues is fun. My non-second draft league is half-point PPR. So it gives a bit of a flair. And then for whatever reason this year, the commissioner decided to do away with a kicker. So I don't have a kicker, and I have 2 IDPs. So I have Ogletree and Joey Bosa. But that's only because Khalil Mack got picked up before I could get him.
Well, understandable.
So he won me my league last year.
Right on.
He was the decision maker in the final game.
Beast,
so.
dude.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
But, you guys, tell us who you think is super wrong this week in their picks. Or Alex. Yeah, we're going to go with Alex. And any comments? Great. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Cheers. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Are you going to end it?
Yeah.